What's up there, NFL fans? To week 3 of the NFL season, where this week my Philadelphia Eagles take on the New Orleans Saints down in New Orleans, Louisiana, where, man, we're coming off a a bad late game loss to Atlanta Falcons. Like, more on that. I'm going to jump right into, in the beginning for you guys, just want to see the picks, and then I'm going to move forward. Going against Texas Tony. I lost another bet. This sucks. Lost another bet, which means during this week, because he delivered something to my house, I have to go out into the city and do something stupid. Yeah, Texas Tony's kicking my butt so far. So, all right, here's the picks. We'll go into it afterwards. Of course, I'm going to start with my game, 1 o'clock today. Philadelphia, New Orleans. You know I'm never going to pick against Philly. Ever. Ever. So Philly wins. Green Bay. The Chargers. The reason why I'm picking the Chargers, my kids picked them. I thought that was a toss-up. Pittsburgh's actually not disappointing people, so. But the Chargers. Cleveland beats the Giants. I already picked the Pats. They lost. Man, I can't win those Thursday night games. Texans beat the Vikings. Vikings just came off a huge win against the 49ers. I think this is a letdown game. The Bucks beat Denver. I think the Bucks are a good team. Indy beat Chicago. Chicago's offense is atrocious, and so I think Indy comes away with the win. Seattle beats Miami. Miami has their quarterback issues. I think Seattle's somewhat of a solid team. I have an upset this week. This is my biggest upset. Carolina, I believe, is starting Andy Dalton. So I think what's going to happen, at least for a week or two or something like that, they're going to get charged up. They're going to play above themselves a little bit. This week they beat the Raiders, and then they fall off again. San Francisco bounces back, beats the Rams. Arizona beats Detroit. Baltimore beats Dallas. Yes. KC keeps the fix going. Yes, I'm going to talk about that. KC beats Atlanta. Buffalo beats Jacksonville. And Cincinnati beats Washington. Here's the deal. So, a couple things. Oh, first, yeah, this is, for y'all that know me, I do chop a bunch of firewood, sell firewood sometimes too, make tables, do all sorts of stuff. So, sitting in one of the places I store all my firewood, this is just how I roll. Man, I'm kind of disappointed in this season so far, because there's just something that just seems so odd. It seems the narrative, the KC narrative for me, and I'm going to just speak from the heart. I don't care what other people think. I just think they're pushing for this KC narrative so hard. It just seems that anytime something comes up that's close and controversial, it goes KC's way, and it's a little frustrating. Along with my loss against the Falcons last week just screamed to me something's just off. Because the Eagles are favored by 4. I think a lot of people picked the Birds to win. And then at the last minute of 30, Atlanta doesn't have any timeouts. They drive down the field and score a touchdown, and then it leaves it to a field goal, regardless if the Eagles would have scored a field goal or not. Atlanta would have covered, and the Vegas odds would have covered for Atlanta. I don't know, just something seems off to me. So I'm going to try to actually pick based on what I think the fix is in. I think it's more entertainment. A buddy of mine, Javier, that is a Giants fan, he's starting to become done with sports because it's too much for some. So I'm going to have a little fun with this. I enjoy talking to my buddy Tony and trying to guess as close as I can with the NFL, but man, just something seems a little off to me. Philly beating New Orleans to me doesn't seem crazy, because look, if we do X's and O's, there's no reason in the world to play prevent defense. No reason in the world. This phrase has been out there long enough to say prevent defense prevents you from winning the game. And if you played a certain defense the entire game and it held them to a certain amount of points or a certain style of play or so, why wouldn't you just continue that? The Eagles have Mitchell, which they've hyped up enough. They have Slay, which they hyped up enough. CJ's back in the second. Like, we're not supposed to have a bad set. And Avante Maddox, we have all these pieces out there. Even that kid from Iowa. Like, we have all these pieces out there. There's no reason in the world we should even think that we have to play a preventive defense. And if anything, we should get a little bit more creative and try to get after the quarterback. Because what? We got 1 sack and not that many rushes or hurries, you name it. Green Bay, I think they won up there, so that's one of the reasons why I'm picking them. The Giants are just terrible, but I could see that going either way, to be honest with you, but I'm still picking Cleveland. I don't know. They're trying to get, I don't know. I'm seeing a bunch of these games, and it's just, Miami's falling off. I think that's, the Carolina has looked atrocious. The reason why I think it's easy for people to pick the Raiders, I think the Raiders won earlier this year anyway. it's easy for everybody to pick against Carolina because it looked like they were going to score like 3 points the entire season, and I think they're just going to I think they're going to cover at the very least. San Fran and Dallas losing last week was, and in the ways that they did, it just screamed like the money's that way. I think San Fran bounces back. Baltimore going 1-3. I don't know about that. Dallas can go 1-2 and still have a shot in the NFC East that doesn't look that good. I mean, realistically, if Washington beats Cincinnati today, they can at least be tied for first, let alone, like, right now they're tied for being in first. Ugh. And Kansas City, I don't know, like, yeah, they're going to eventually lose a game or two just to keep it look a certain way, but I don't know, man. I know how I feel about all this stuff. I'm still enjoy trying to pick these things and not lose bets against my buddy Texas Tony. As of right now, I'm flying out to Dallas in February or March. Him not coming out to Philly. I need him to come out to Philly. So Texas Tony, this is for you as I wrap this up. I think we should do it this way. I think we should do record and weeks, right? If one person wins the week, one person wins the records, then it should come down to whose team goes further in the playoffs. And by time, too, by the way. I'm going to say that because that last year, if one of our teams plays before the other one and they lose, it's a wrap. Let's make it more fun. Now, right now, you're whooping me on both. You've won week 1 and 2, and you have a better record than me. So right now, I wouldn't even go to the tiebreaker, but I think that would be a fun thing to do. So those are my picks for the week. Those are my initial thoughts. Man, we got to get up to the quarterback. We have to rush. We have to blitz. We should have the secondary in order to blitz and not have that be a thing. And I'm always going to rep my green. I'm a little frustrated with my Sixers right now. My Phillies are in the playoffs. I need one more win in order to clinch the East. I want them to get home field. So it's Red October. So we have a bunch of our teams either in the playoffs doing well enough. Good time to be a Philly fan. But man, we have to come through. Come on, Birds. Let's bounce back. Let's get the story in our favor. Let's start winning. Let's win the whole thing. Let's start by beating the New Orleans Saints this week, which are on a tear. Go Birds. Have a great day.